Okay, YouTube, I haven't actually made a video in forever talking about guns. So what we got here today is a Chinese mak90. I do love the Chinese AKs. This one in particular with a beautiful Jesk bakelite attached to it, because all AKs look good with bakelights. They deserve them because they're so beautiful. This particular AK was imported in 1994. The Chinese imported a shit ton of these between 1990 and 1994. Let's flip this bad boy over. Here we got the import marking, imported by CGA of Springfield, Missouri. That beautiful Norinco star. That beautiful mak90 sporter. Now, a little back history on the Chinese AKs. They came in in the mid-80s, early to mid-80s, and China imported, from what most sources say, like Michigo, the Chinese imported roughly about 1 million of these guns. They came in as either fixed stock, as you see here, bayonet lugs right here, and the mounting bracket, or the cleaning rod retainer. They would have fully featured firearms until sometime in 1989, when Papa Bush banned them from import. And some of these would have underfolding stock, the 56S1. Some had the underfolding bayonet with the fixed stock, commonly called the spiker. This one was not an X-spiker. Some would have Galil style stocks, folding stocks. And these are just beautiful guns. So when they got banned from import, the Chinese and some other countries, Romania, or not Romania, Hungary and Egypt, imported them with these thumbhole stocks. A lot of people say they look ugly, and they are. But shooting it, it's not that bad. It's actually pretty comfortable to shoot. Sometime in late 2019, early 2020, I put in the order for Ironwood and got the pistol grip and fixed stock. I got this particular Mac in November of 2019 for about 850 clams, just before COVID happened. And it's gonna stay in my collection. I had another mak90 and a Chinese double folder at one point, which I unfortunately had to sell, but I know it went to a good home. If you guys buy ammo at Ammo Supply Warehouse and you see the double underfolder in pictures, that rifle used to belong to me. But due to accident, I had to sell the other mak90 that I had that was new in the box. It came with the original box, like 9 Chinese magazines, 3 5-rounders, and it was unfired in the original box from 1993. Had to sell that too. But it is what it is. I've shot the shit out of this particular mak90. The The last time I cleaned it, I think, was at the end of 2019, and it still runs. Never had an issue with magazines. Of course, Bakelights work, the flatbacks work, Russian, Romanian, Bulgarian, Hungarian, all the mags work. Even this KCI 100 rounder actually works. Never had an issue with it. They all have the chrome lined hammer forged barrels from China. Probably the most slickest action on any AK I've ever encountered other than my 107 and my Sega. These rifles have been going up in value steadily over the past couple of years. The first mak90 I saw when I left California and came to Nevada, saw one in 90s band configuration at some store in Vegas, and they were only asking $580. But before I could come up with the money, somebody bought it, and that was in late 2017, I believe. So I bought the next best thing, SAR1, which was actually cheaper. I think I spent about $500 on that. So when I got the chance to actually get a mak90 for a pretty reasonable price in 2019, I jumped on it. Now, due to COVID, all the lockdowns, and current presidential administration, these are only going up in value, and they're not going to come down anytime soon. So if you can find this, if you could find any Chinese AK for a reasonable amount of price, I would get one. I would get another one if the price was right. But for some reason, the AK market's weird, and everybody loses their mind over Chinese AKs, but the Chinese sent, like I said, about 1 million of these over the course of about 10 years. I think the only country that imported more AKs than China by now is Romania. That's been importing AKs since 96, 97. So they've had about a good 25-year run at importing AKs. So the only ones that are more rare are the Hungarians. The Hungarians only imported a few pre-bands and some post-bands. But for some reason, the Macs hold a lot of value. A lot of people say that these particular AKs are not accurate, or AKs in general aren't accurate. But the longest I've taken this out is about 400 meters-ish with just iron sights. I am not ever going to put a scope mount on this. That's kind of stupid. But these are beautiful guns, and if I can get some footage of me shooting it, I will. And if anybody on YouTube wants to get a look at that beautiful SAR1, depending how this video does, I'll probably do a video on the SAR.